how the environment is changing, how our overall scenarios are, the kind of adulterations we are seeing in India today across food, across products, across the categories, I would say.
I'm scared to have all the whites. No paneer, please. If we have to diagnose today's urban lifestyle, we are seeing people earning 20-30 lakhs, having a good lifestyle, still the energy level are always low. What do you feel is the story behind this?
Physical activity is, or the required level of physical activity is way less. Stress levels are way high, and we underestimate the damage stress causes. हम लोग स्ट्रेस को पार्ट ऑफ जॉब, पार्ट ऑफ रोल, पार्ट ऑफ फैमिली, पार्ट ऑफ लाइफस्टाइल क्या क्या निकाल देते हैं, बट योर मेंटल वेलबींग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. द लेवल ऑफ स्लीप, not only the hours of sleep but the quality of sleep. 6 hours of good quality sleep is way better than 9 hours of just sleep. We're heading for another epidemic of our own, dry eyes. Our blink rates have gone down because we are focusing, when we are seeing screens, be it the OTTs, be it on the phone, be it, we're not blinking that often. It's a small aspect. Laptops पे उस पे काम करते हुए ध्यान ही नहीं जाता है. You blink, the God has given you your own natural protective barrier of tears, and that's going away.
People have prioritized different things in life now.
So people, I think a lot of social media could be blamed for it.
Yes.
What you see is only the positive side of people's lifestyle in terms of what you want aspirational to be. So when you see your social media, your friends are putting pictures of their travels at exotic locations. You would see people going in movies, people writing, then somebody saying, I have raised so much money. In business side also, if you go to LinkedIn today, most of the information you get is about a raise. They've raised some money. That is not the success parameter. The success parameter is, after raising the money, what have you done?
I agree. Hello everyone. So today's conversation is going to challenge a lot of what you think you know it better about health. As we know, we are being told since childhood that eat well, sleep well, live well, and you don't need to have any extra supplement in your life. But at the same time, we have a $1 billion industry booming and is exactly opposite of what you're being told in life. One side, the doctors are saying absorption is something new term when it comes to having nutrition in body. At the same time, we have the other side of Ayurveda saying that your body types matters a lot. We all are well informed. Rather, I will say we are extra informed. Rather, becoming more informed and taking a right choices, we are becoming educated puglu is a new term for us. So in this world of lots of confusion, we are here having this conversation which will highlight what exactly it means to have a nutrition in your daily lifestyle. Today we have with us Dr. Mohit Bhatia. He's a doctor, but yet he's an entrepreneur. Welcome on board, Dr. Bhatia.
Hi, welcome. Thank you, Pragya. It's been a pleasure being here.
We are really happy and excited to know the exact reason. So we know you are a doctor and you started your journey, and it's being a doctor means you are reputed, you are stable, your career is good. How come you entered into the most unstable career of your life? Entrepreneurship.
That's something, the first question I get everywhere, I would say. So, healthcare as a career was always the always the focus of since my early childhood. I went into medical school. After my graduation, shifted on to healthcare management side. But as they say, destiny has something else in store for you. I got an opportunity with pharmaceuticals. I was working with AstraZeneca both here in India as well as at Asia Pacific level. Nice. In their medical affairs team, covering various therapeutic areas. It was that time when I was working with the pharmaceuticals, seeing overall global research and all, that there was I would say एक कीड़ा जाग गया कि अब अपना कुछ करना है. So I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I was the first one to go into job, I would rather say. But after 5 years of that career, I thought enough, let's take the leap. Came back, started a company here in India, initially as a medical instruments manufacturer and marketer. Then from there, our journey shifted to natural handmade skincare. So we didn't had anything so-called D2C, what we commonly hear today, or a digital first. At that time, it was more of online first brand. And we launched Fuschia as a natural handmade skincare products brand back in 2013.
Oh, nice. That's long back.
Yeah, it's almost more than a decade now. Then we were working parallelly. So me, my spouse, a lot of our team members are medical doctors. The advisory board of ours is almost doctors.
Oh, nice.
And pharmacists. So when we were working around that, we found that there is a lot of gap in supplements per se. People had a generalized belief that supplements don't work, while our research said otherwise. We were working on ingredients, we were working on... so earlier the focus was maybe to have it only for skincare and do a skincare in and out with Fuschia as the focus. But then suddenly we realized that there is a lot more in supplement industry which can benefit people across the systems. That's where the idea of a separate brand portfolio got generated, that let's not do it within Fuschia, because there's always an association with skincare with that. We launched Physiovits around the time COVID was there.
Oh, that time.
So then we had a slight hiccup in that, got stuck with our inventories in terms of we couldn't procure the raw materials because everybody was taking it up. Then in 2021, we had a fresh relaunch post-COVID. Post that, we have developed 18 products as of today.
Oh, nice.
In the portfolio, targeting each body system differently. Every product we've tried to get the dosage in terms of what it is recommended in clinical applications for the vitamins, antioxidants, or what has been more clinically studied, I would rather say, where the actual results lie. We have tried to focus on procuring the best ingredients from across the globe. People say that you are still doing third-party manufacturing. We have rather tied up with a third-party manufacturer. We have gone as a contract manufacturing and done hands in glove with them in terms of we procure the raw materials. It goes onto their side. They do the manufacturing while our team is present for quality control itself. We get a third-party independent testing done for quality controls as well as for ingredients, stability, etc. So all that is being taken care of when we came up. We started selling it online as well as reached out to doctors as well, to nutritionists, to physiotherapists who were utilizing these products for the benefits of their consumers, their target audience. And luckily, we've had a very good response. So Physiovits is now our biggest brand in the portfolio in our house of brands.
Oh, that's nice. But the only thing I would like to know, see, we know as a Indian, we are reactive market. We are not a preventive market.
True.
Right? And how did you handle? Because as we all know, and even in our household, we know, we rather decide to go for medicine when we are having the disease.
So
how you handle that?
It's a fight day on day, I would say. So even within our family itself, also
it's a problem.
Difficult to say that everyone is focusing on preventive healthcare. They start doing so once they realize the benefits. So maybe first time is slightly a push strategy. You would have to get them on board, get them to try things. Then they see the benefits and they start implementing it for others. They start recommending it to others. Overall, preventive healthcare is the area to be in terms of whether we say generally how the environment is changing, how our overall scenarios are, the kind of adulterations we are seeing in India today across food, across products, across the categories, I would say.
I'm scared to have all the whites. No paneer, please.
See, so this again is when I say, so people say no whites, there are people who would come and then come with another storyline, okay, no wheat.
Yes.
So there is a parallel, I would say, storyline, marketing aspect also running around. So we have to be a bit cautious. I am always a very strong believer since my medical student days, I would say. So there was a very famous question in Mahabharat which the Yaksh asked Yudhishthir, ki ati kya hai? What is a poison? So anything in excess is a poison. If you're shifting from gluten to some else, or maybe millets for that matter, or maybe if you're saying no whites and we are picking up alternatives, but if you're picking up alternatives and having them in excess, they're going to harm the body again.
Yes.
So that's the key. So one message I would say, if anybody can take across this whole discussion we are going to have today, I'll give it up right up front. Avoid excess, be it of anything. So when people see me, the most common query, you might not have raised it yet, but I come across as you yourself are not very fit, athletic, and you're selling supplements. You go across. The point is being healthy.
Exactly.
Being confident in terms of your genes. Yes, I don't want to be this. I am working on optimizing my body, optimizing my health on those aspects with all the means. So diet, nutrition, exercise, physical activity. At the same time, when we say outside, there is skincare, care on the inner side, supplementation, along with a balanced and nutritionist diet is what. But the challenge is, when I say balanced diet, we all see it as a general principle. Each body is different. The genetics is different. There is a hereditary factors which come into play.
I agree.
All of those have to be taken into consideration for an individual.
I agree, Dr. Mohit, when you said that people question you about that, but then at the same time, now you're a doctor along being a business person, and the stress level is very high. The stress, you understand, I understand, we are running business, it's not so easy. People have glorified this journey, but it's not easy. That's the reason I want to know, people in India, see, they relate supplement to scam in India. How did you break that notion first? Because now, from COVID to here, it's been a long time. You are still doing good in the market. What really helped you break that notion that supplements are not scam?
So rightly said, there are generalized perceptions around supplements. One, that supplements in itself is a scam industry.
Yes.
They're not effective. A lot of doctors feel they don't give results. And my own colleagues discuss this with me a lot. What we don't understand is it is not a scam or non-effectiveness. It is lack of understanding to certain aspects. One, supplements are not medicines. They're not there to treat the disease. They're there to prevent or delay the disease, or maybe help our body recover better, help our body cater to these changes better in terms of the pathological changes, in terms of disease, or in terms of generalized environmental exposures when we say. So choosing the right supplement for a right cause is equally important. Second factor which always comes is the ingredient quality, the ingredient dosage.
Yes.
What people do not understand, 80% of market today is underdosed in terms of supplement market. I know half of the industry would come firing at me maybe for saying this, but we are underdosing because we're optimizing for cost.
Yes.
People come to me and they say you are selling an X product for maybe 100 rupees. The same is available in market at 50 rupees because it's just a multivitamin. Every multivitamin is the same. That notion, that perception has to change. People, so what we started doing, when you asked how are we able to break it, we are creating awareness, education. We're trying to come on these platforms and send the message across, be it our products or any other brand you want to choose. I don't push on that. I'm very open in terms of understanding that you would have your own choices, your own. But I'm saying instead of falling for a marketing aspect or communicationist, try to go through the ingredients, try to find which salt it is. So if it is a magnesium, what sort of magnesium it is? If it is a calcium, there are different forms of calcium. They have different absorptions, are used for different cases. Same if you're saying what dose it is, what is the active percentage. So bioavailability, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, when it comes in, it's very complex, and science people would, for a layman, they will not understand.
No.
But at least they can understand that, okay, I want magnesium bisglycinate and I want it in a dose of 500 mg. So anybody who's selling it magnesium supplement, but he's writing 100 mg, or sometimes what a common perception is, people would try to say 200 mg in front, and at the back they will slightly write a small writing that the serving is 2 capsules or 4 capsules. That is what we are not trying to do. So what we are trying to do is 1 capsule a day kind of packing. Most of our packagings is in multiple of 30, 15. So it's a month's supply for you, easier to take, easier to understand. Even if you're taking twice a day on certain products, it is 15 days. So you know that, okay, 2 bottles is my capacity for a month. At the end of month, if I'm not finished 2 bottles, I've missed out on dosage. Regularity is another aspect in terms of compliance to have those supplements. The last aspect which I come across this, and which would break a lot of myth around supplements, is they are not instant gratification. Today, in the current space, especially with Gen Z, everybody wants quick results.
I know, ask me.
This
I
is
handle
not.
a team of Gen Z.
I am blunt. If you want quick results, maybe don't pick us. You will end up having a bad image impression or so. Supplements would give you results in the right dosage with the right selection, but if taken over a period. So they start, different supplements have their own different action points, but in general, if you're taking a supplement, it will start showing you good results around 14, 21 days, and you should be continuing it for 4, 6 months. A very elongated supplement is not the therapy. And anywhere, if you are nutritionally deficient, if you are not physically active, none of this is good.
Yeah, it will not work.
Even if it works, it will go away.
Yeah, it will wash off.
So this is not your alternative to this. This is a supplementation. By the term itself, you're just supplementing a normal person's life. The deficiencies, you're covering up for that aspect. So that is something people need to understand. Once they get used to that sort of understanding, I think a lot more appreciation for supplements would start coming in. Another aspect is post-COVID, there is a lot more raised awareness amongst people to know about it, to read about it, to come. Second thing I would say along with all that is, when you're reading on AIs or Googles of the world, try to see what is the source of information. Is it coming from a validated, peer-reviewed publications in medical or natural journals, or maybe alternative medicine journals? Or is it just coming from a health blog of somebody who feels he has the right to write anything?
Because that person is influencer.
See, there are very good influencers. I have come across very good influencers who are non-medicos.
Oh, nice.
And they are well versed with health as a topic, supplements as a category, or skincare as. So if you're well researched, well read, I think there is no harm in doing. But if you're just claiming anything for publicity, for the hype, and especially if you're making more noise than what actually you're delivering,
actually happens.
So I think for people, it's more like, for somebody who has little knowledge will be more aggressive, for somebody who has more perceptive, they'll be more calm, composed, and try to get the message to a larger audience.
Yeah, true. Actually, what's the problem happening? Maybe, I don't know, but what we have seen, there are 2 categories. Like doctors, when they prescribe, we generally go for that supplement. Recently, even I went for my proper blood profile and was being told to have injections and this and that, right? Because it being prescribed by the people, I'm like, okay, fine, we will go and take it up. Till then it's not prescribed, we will not go for it, right? So that's like more reactive, because I got my blood test done, okay, I have to get it done. Now, at the same time, I went back to my social media because I was looking for alternative. Now, getting injections done for 3 months, it's a little pain because I'm a working person. I don't have time. I might be having time for party, but I don't have time for this. I know it's a controversial topic, but that's a reality. So what happening? I was going to the social media, looking for the people, alternative and all. And I realized you are right. Source of information. It's so misguided because people who have money in the pockets, they're pushing that narrative in the market. People who are genuinely doing it, they don't have money for the marketing. See, they don't have money for the influencer marketing, right? They're not able to push that narrative in the market. Then I went back to ChatGPT also. Then I went back to all the AI of the world. Then again, I figured it out. What is the source of information? Again, paid. So you understand, health industry is the most commercial place to be in.
It is. See, like any other industry, there are three aspects to it. One, health is a negative commodity, or I would say medicine is a negative. Health is a positive aspect, but as a commodity, if it comes to business side of it, it is always in negative demand.
Yeah, because we have to
nobody wants to go to doctor.
Nobody.
Proactively,
Yes.
nobody wants to go to a doctor.
True.
Nobody wants to go to a nutritionist or a dietitian or a physiotherapist if they're healthy. That's a fundamental challenge. And even if they're not healthy, even if they're facing challenges, in India especially, they will try to go through every other means available to them. So all the nuskas coming from, as long as I would say, generational information, to their relatives, to anybody in the park they meet for exercise or walks, who is an acquaintance. Then they'll go to all the alternative medicine sources available, and then eventually land up to medicine. And that is where half the journey is already transgressed. So people have shifted from something which was very preventable at a very early age to maybe a mid-range disease now.
Yes.
Or at the onset of a disease. That's where I would say, so I am totally, I am a person who is an allopathic doctor. At the same time, I try to read as much about alternative medicines across the globe, be it Ayurveda, Unani or Chinese herbs, or the South American data which is available today, the traditional recipes in Middle East which are there. So there's a lot of information there as well, which is valid. When you start reading about it and you start correlating it to science, to the actives, you will see that they are almost similar lines. Of course, antibiotics and all, or life-saving medications, biosimilars are a very different aspect. Other than that, it is almost on similar lines. So be it the principles, especially when it comes to supplementation and Ayurveda products. But there is a very wrong misunderstanding that if it is an Ayurvedic product, if it is Unani or a Siddha or Chinese medicine or a herbal product for that matter, there will be no side effect. As I said in the first sentence when I started this talk today, anything in excess can harm you. You have to be very cautious of those aspects as well. So that understanding has to go away, that supplements or medicines are harmful or they have side effects, others don't. Everything has a side effect if not taken in the right dose. So if you're going to an Ayurvedic practitioner who has studied that, you are taking an Ayurvedic medicine, घर बैठे खुद ही सेल्फ प्रिस्क्राइब कर रहे हैं. हमारे मेडिसिन में भी यही हो रहा है. लोग कुछ भी एक रील देख लिया, उसके बाद खरीद लिया, खा लिया. हमारे पास लोग आते हैं कंसल्टेशन के लिए. इवन आई डोंट प्रैक्टिस क्लिनिकली नाउ, बट आई कीप मीटिंग पेशेंट्स. दे कम फॉर पर्सनल कंसल्टेशन. आई डू दैट ऑन चैरिटी बेसिस एज वेल. बट my advisors and my counterparts in the organization, they practice clinically, and the kind of queries and the kind of questions they come up with. So people have been eating. So I'll talk a very common example: vitamin C. In skincare, it's been vibrant. Now people don't understand the vitamin C you apply on skin and the vitamin C you eat are two different aspects. Even if you're taking it for skincare only, the results you're expecting on a topical product versus something you're taking ingestible is a different profile. Topically, you're using ascorbic acid. If you're eating, it's going as an antioxidant. Topically, it's acting for your very different profile, very different results. But people is like vitamin C is vitamin C. They'll go by that name. That is an aspect. Second aspect, of course, I'll deviate slightly from supplements here, but in skincare, there is another common notion that if you have more percentage of actives, it is more effective. That's not so. The Korean skincare industry, if you study today, they've optimized on dosage. They have not gone over aggressive, overdosed. What that said, if something is as effective at 1%, why do you want 2% or 5% or 10%? In India, everything is 10, 12, 20%.
Yeah, because they have to capture the market, penetrate into the market.
कस्टमर सीज की ज्यादा परसेंटेज है, उतने पैसे में तो ज्यादा अच्छा होगा, ले लेते हैं. रियलिटी वो नहीं है. फिर उसी में बहुत सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोडक्ट स्टेबिलिटी, द क्वालिटी ऑफ इंग्रेडिएंट, द क्वालिटी ऑफ बेस यू आर यूजिंग, द पैकेजिंग यू आर यूजिंग फॉर दैट मैटर, इज इट अ ग्लास बॉटल, इज इट अ प्लास्टिक बॉटल, हाउ दे आर रिएक्टिंग टू दोज मटेरियल्स, दैट्स बीइंग डिस्कस्ड. People don't talk about it, the kind of raw materials you're using in all these aspects. Nobody
even
talks
the
about
source
it.
of raw material, I say, yes, that is also important because there are grade A, B, C.
So there is grade A, B, C. At the same time, it is also different that the source, what you're procuring, where it's come from. The kind of active percentage is different if this being same ingredient is being procured from India, from within India itself, from different states. If you're doing it from China or maybe Korea or Brazil, it will differ. You have to get onto those specific. That's the manufacturer's job. That's the formulator's job. That's the pharmacist's job right there. So that's where we come in as an expertise, I would say, in this line. Or there are other companies which are doing so on similar lines and doing very well in the market today. And we have seen these products being very effective. So people have come to. So we have. I would not go and say कि हाँ हम disease treat कर रहे हैं. You need medical interventions. You need medical interventions.
You do.
But at the same time, if there is something which is preventable, and especially for lifestyle diseases or lifestyle issues, when you have insulin resistance and you're progressing towards diabetes or obesity today as a category is coming up, everyone wants semaglutide or Mounjaro today.
I know.
So people are like, where do we get it? How do we get the cost down? Once it's gone off patent, couple of days back, we've suddenly seen 50 plus brands come in the market today. We're expecting a 3,000, 5,000 crore industry to open up just because of this. And that's true. It will happen.
It will happen.
But the aspect there, the government has been saying this, the doctors have been saying this. We, as a borderline sitting in commercial and doctors, I would again say this. Don't self-medicate there. The kind of challenges you have with these medications is something you should be aware of. You have to be cautious of if you're on this. Parallelly, keep checking on this. What you wouldn't know otherwise.
I know. I'm being guilty of doing it. So I at least wasted my 36, 48 hours in researching for a natural alternative for these. I did that. And then I was surprised. The market is full of alternatives.
They are all claiming to be alternatives because that's the highest search rank today.
Yes,
so if you go today on Google or any ChatGPT in health sector, the SEO, it's all about semaglutide, it's all about GLP-1 inhibitor, it's all about Mounjaro. That's what people are searching for, and that's why everyone else is trying to overwrite on the same words.
Yes.
I would say there has been metabolism boosters. There have been digestive alternatives available which delay your hunger spans. So on those aspects, yes, they are they're working slightly on similar. So there is delayed gastric emptying. There is that fullness, I would say, that feeling of stomach full, etc. There are metabolism boosters. A lot of industry in terms of herbal has been working on that for years now. Fat burners and all that. But everyone has their own profile. Everyone has their own advantages or disadvantages. There is a pros and cons story there.
I agree.
So that balance has to be seen. So I would say there is a sub goal which has been there for generations.
I know,
right? But now suddenly, because 2-3 US companies thought that okay, let's write cyclism ask, a sub goal becomes the trend. So this happened for curcumin in COVID. This happened for ashwagandha. Our ancient recipes being taken to the Western world and then being resold to us at a premium.
Yeah, and people are happy buying that.
Shilajit sells in India as, I would say, a male testosterone booster or a male sexual enhancer. People think on those lines. While in the Western world, it's working for preventive health. It's selling in gyms, it's selling in women health, in periodic.
Yes.
In traditional science, products like when we say Shilajit, or I would even go and say Vijaya plant, which is CBD or cannabidiol in general, they have been in our ancient text for quite a while. People have been utilizing, their benefits are well documented. We have just picked up one element of that benefit and highlighted it way too much, and there is a generalized perception in the common men around that. I would say, and I want this message to go across, Shilajit for females in general, for your health, preventive health, your period health, your hormonal health, is way more beneficial than what Shilajit does to men.
Yeah, people.
That's the trend, that's where it sells, and that's how it's being sold.
That's a narrative being made after so much of age. I feel it's a brainwashing being done. And again, it's all marketing.
I still feel there is a lot more which happens at the back end when the marketing storylines are drawn. People would hit on emotions. People would hit on insecurities. People would hit on the fears, what commonly are there, and then try to sell it off. Our perspective slightly always has been, be it the skincare, be it the supplements, or now we are working into functional beverages as well. The element has been create awareness, create education, develop good products, focus on distribution as well, because nothing happens without that.
Without
if the product is not available at the right point for a customer to procure, it becomes a challenge.
Yes.
And then communicate the benefits in terms of by when they could be expected. That timeline is also very important.
Have a clear message to the people.
Yes.
Given and said that, what is one thing you want your people who are listening to you to understand when they are buying such product, be it a supplement, be it anything they have to eat, what they should read and understand from the back end levels? It's so, I will say, too much of science for me. I'm a science student, but still too much of science. And I just go what is being told to me by a doctor or maybe by a friend that go and buy this. I will say, okay, fine, I will buy. So what you feel your people should read at the back?
I would say even before reading at the back of any product, or before going a lot of absorbing this information from reels, start reading well-sourced materials. Whatever your interest lines be it skincare, be it a particular aspect of skincare, an acne or a blemish, or an aspect where you want a regenerative medicine to come in, people want glow, find out what your aspect of that or your interest lies. Start reading about it, but when you're reading, try to see the sources of good information. So in public domain, there is a lot of information on PubMed. It's a medical journals collective archive database. We refer it for all our researches. Of course, there are other registries as well for clinical trials and all, but that's complicated for a common man. Don't go for blogs and all. I run a parallel blog. I would want maximum people to come and visit it in terms of doctors on air. But at the same time, I would still say the information there is very generalized, very layman kind of. So if you're at that level, it's good to have basic understanding. But the moment you think that you have overgrown that, you want to go more in depth, go and read some of those materials in depth, that aspect. Second is when you come to products, when you're reading, just don't see the front of product. The first thing, as of today in Indian market, whatever comes on front, I would say go to the back of the product first. Read the ingredient, read the dosage, how much detail is, read also the serving size. People miss on that. In most of, especially in the supplement industry, serving size is the biggest play around within companies. People would create a 500 mg capsule. The maximum dose which can go into that maybe 400, 450 as an actives. And on the front of the box, they'll claim 1500 mg.
Oh.
On the back, there'll be only a small thing written that, okay, the serving size is 3 capsules a day or 4 capsules a day. And at the back, when they're writing RDAs and percentage, they will not write per capsule, they will write per serving. So you have to correlate that aspect. So if you can do that, that's the best thing. You will have way more control on what you are taking or what you are understanding. Second, if you have doubts, today Government of India has one, I would say, very good aspect, that every packaging of ours, be it any product section, any industry, has an email and a mobile or a toll-free number to reach out to. If you have a doubt, you want clarifications, start writing questions. It will be a nightmare for the industry, it will be a nightmare for customer care, but the more you ask, the more clarities you will get. People, and at industry level, there will be a message that, okay, now people have started asking for it. We want to give clear instructions. We want less of these messages to come to us. We want more of people to have their understanding at their level, because it eases out the process.
Yes, it does.
So the moment you start asking for it, people will start giving it to you. It's as simple as that. You start for which magnesium is it, or which calcium it is. If you start asking for it, people would have to write that, okay, this is calcium oxalate, calcium citrate, calcium citrate maleate. It's as common. Of course, there will be regulatory aspects coming into play. There will be government push कि ये करना है, इंडस्ट्री कर लेगी. बट जब कस्टमर के लेवल से आना शुरू हो जाता है, तो उसकी अडेप्टेशन बहुत फास्ट होती है. बिकॉज देन यू नो कि अगर आप नहीं कर रहे हो तो आपका कॉम्पिटिटर कर रहा है, वो मार्केट ले जाएगा आपकी.
हाँ, वो बिजनेस.
इट इज अ कमर्शियल एस्पेक्ट नाउ.
यस.
रेगुलेटरी में इट्स अ कंपल्शन. इट इज, लोगों को वो लगता है कि बस सरकार ने बोल दिया तो मजबूरी में चाहते ना चाहते करना पड़ेगा. वो एक है, हम हर चीज की उम्मीद ये लगा लेते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट करेगी. For everything, let the departments do it, FSI do it. You start asking, creating noise. We have seen this across. There have been examples like Food Farmer. There have been examples like the ORSL story where ORS was taken to court. So these stories would keep coming in. People have started asking. So the industry had to kind of come up with solutions to it, with answers to it. There'll be some companies which will get terrified, issue notices, issue legal matters to go in defense. On the contrary, there'll always be some companies which take it as a positive move and they say, okay,
it's an opportunity for them.
Maybe this is an opportunity, or maybe this is something which was needed and we were missing out on it.
Yeah.
Let's start doing it. It's more ethical. So there'll always be a balance of the two. There'll be an opportunistic people in the industry always.
Yes.
Who want to maximize for profits. At the same time, there are people in the industry who want to maximize for benefits given to them, and then a counter product expectation that our brand would do better.
Yes.
In terms of quality, in terms of acceptance, in terms of retention. All those aspects would come in.
So, Dr. Mohit, if we have to diagnose today's urban lifestyle, we are seeing people earning 20-30 lakhs, having a good lifestyle, still the energy level are always low. What do you feel is the story behind this?
The story is very typical. One, it always comes down to diet and nutrition. I will not go much into products there. The story always is one, so people would assume they're having a good nutritionist diet, but the quality of material which they are getting, they might be procuring the best, but what they're actually getting today in the industry is quite, we have seen various examples of this in the news, on the media, on social media as well. Packets being repackaged and sold, FSI coming down heavily on this, adulteration aspects, the use of pesticides and all. That's the one part. Second part is the environmental factors. So if you're in Delhi, if you're in Mumbai, the level of AQIs we are facing,
it's very high.
Right now it's still way better. But what we face during winters is almost like living inside a volcano. So,
yes.
Hazardous is just a mild term for us to use, and we have got used to it. Habitual of it.
the bad part of it, and if you question about it, people say, what's new about it? You doing, yeah, so that's a bad thing.
So that's the second aspect, the environmental factors coming in. Third aspect, which I myself am facing in general in the family, if I say we ourselves always talk about, is the level of physical activity which was there around a generation or two ago in India to today. Today we want to come out of our AC offices, get in the AC car, reach to our AC flat, lie down, go to an AC gym, from there in the car, come back. People have started coming out of it. Yes, there is better acceptance of physical activity, but if in general, especially amongst the urban population, if you talk, the trend of physical activity is, or the required level of physical activity is way less. Stress levels are way high, and we underestimate the damage stress causes. हम लोग स्ट्रेस को पार्ट ऑफ जॉब, पार्ट ऑफ रोल, पार्ट ऑफ फैमिली, पार्ट ऑफ लाइफस्टाइल क्या क्या निकाल देते हैं, बट योर मेंटल वेलबींग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. द लेवल ऑफ स्लीप, not only the hours of sleep but the quality of sleep. 6 hours of good quality sleep is way better than 9 hours of just sleep where you don't. So that quality of sleep is also, so people don't wake up refreshed. The reason they're sleeping late, they're on phones, their circadian rhythms are way off, the blue light is affecting them, so all these aspects are in sync. Similarly, we are started having lifestyle disorders of our own generation. So we said diabetes and BP and everything was our parents' generation. आ गई सबको, ऑलमोस्ट सबको है आज. किसी को भी आप, you talk about anybody above 50, almost everyone has one or these or maybe all of these.
I tell you, above and around 35-year-old people are showing pre-diabetic.
Exactly. So that aspect is there, but what we're not understanding, we're heading for another epidemic of our own, dry eyes. Our blink rates have gone down because we are focusing, when we are seeing screens, be it the OTTs, be it on the phone, be it, we're not blinking that often. It's a small aspect. Laptops पे उस पे काम करते हुए ध्यान ही नहीं जाता है. You blink, God has given you your own natural protective barrier of tears, and that's going away. My wife is an ophthalmologist. She comes and talks about it so often that the biggest challenge for a dry eye patient or the people who are having dry eyes is because they just don't blink that often. Screen time हम बच्चों के लिए हमेशा सब लोग बात कर रहे हैं, मुद्दा उठ. For adults, nobody is talking about it. That aspect of blinking or hydrating your eyes with a lubricant, अगर आप नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, आपके ड्राइविंग टाइम्स ज्यादा हैं, आपके स्क्रीन टाइम्स हैं, काम है, आई थिंक हमें ना अपने लाइफस्टाइल के पैरेलल फिर एड ऑन्स करने पड़ेंगे. या तो हम अपनी वो उन चीजों को कॉन्शियस हो जाएं कि हम ब्लिंक करें, पानी टाइम पे लें, नींद अच्छी लें. कहीं ना कहीं अगर हम उसको मिस कर पा रहे हैं तो हम कहीं ना कहीं कहाँ से उसको एड ऑन करें. दैट्स वेयर द सप्लीमेंटेशन और दिस इंडस्ट्री कम्स इन. सो lubricants in general for dry eyes, products like omegas. I can talk about omega the whole day because that was the first interest line of mine in this industry. Omega सुनते ही लोगों के मन में आता है fish oil यार. It's not so. Yes, fish oil is good, it's available, everything. But let's understand, half our country is vegetarian.
Exactly.
Right? There is a religious element to non-veg food which comes in. Even for non-vegetarians, there are days when they don't want to eat non-veg.
True.
Right? Navratras and all, almost everybody becomes vegetarian. There are flaxseed oils available. There is sea buckthorn oil available. They have got omega content. Walnuts, almonds in natural products have got omega. You have to find out alternatives. They're available. The information is available. The products are available. The natural God-given fruits, vegetables, these products are available. Which one you want to choose for is your, I would say the convenience, comfort has to come in. It has to be that convenient that it doesn't interfere with the lifestyle. अभी क्या होता है, हम किसी को बोलते हैं आप चेंज करो, सुबह 6 बजे उठना शुरू करो, कहता है जी मैं रात को 2 बजे सोता हूँ, 12 बजे ऑफिस से आ रहा हूँ, 1 घंटा मुझे चाहिए अपने मेंटल फ्री होने के लिए, वो रील नहीं छोड़ूंगा. If you ask me, I say आप मत करो वहां पर. But जब आप 8 बजे अगर उठ रहे हो, can you give that first half an hour to yourself, to your mind, to meditation, to praying, whatever you want to do. Don't let that screen time initiate right there.
Exactly.
It happens with me. It happens with a lot of us. हम खुद बिजनेस में वो सुबह उठते 10 मैसेजेस आए होते हैं, the first thing. That's something we would have to build in our routine. Easier said than done. We ourselves are guilty of
doing all this,
but वो उसके alternatives ढूंढने पड़ेंगे अगर हमें लंबा रहना. When I was saying dry eyes, cervical.
It's so common nowadays.
Why is it common? Let's understand this. What is our body posture throughout the day? Phone is here, we are here, the neck is always bent like this. We have never used it like this. Our natural neck is supposed to be straight. The moment it keeps bending, the curvature changes. A lot of my friends in neurology, neurosurgery, and spine, they keep talking about, I'll keep referring to my friends because a lot of information keeps coming on daily basis in our discussions. जैसे सर्वाइकल इतना ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है और आने वाले टाइम में बैक एक एंड सर्वाइकल स्पाइन इज गोइंग टू बी द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज ऑफ आवर कंटिन्यूअस सिटिंग. हम लोग 6 घंटे चेयर पे बैठे हैं. इट डजंट टेक मच दैट एवरी 15-20 minutes get up for 30-40-50 seconds from your chair, stretch there only and come and sit back and start doing your work. Take a small walk within the office, come back and start doing your work. People are having carpal tunnel syndrome, which is basically the wrists getting obstructed because of our position of mouse throughout the day. Very common amongst IT people. People don't realize it. वो कभी जो चीजें ऐसी थी जो पहले एक स्पोर्ट्स इंजरी होती थी या कुछ, अब वो कॉमन मैन इंजरीज होनी शुरू हो गई हैं. Because of all our lifestyle factors coming in.
And I think priorities also. People have prioritized different things in life now.
So people, I think a lot of social media could be blamed for it.
Yes.
What you see is only the positive side of people's lifestyle in terms of what you want aspirational to be. So when you see your social media, your friends are putting pictures of their travels at exotic locations. You would see people going in movies, people writing, then somebody saying, I have raised so much money. In business side also, if you go to LinkedIn today, most of the information you get is about a raise. They've raised some money. That is not the success parameter. The success parameter is after raising the money, what have you done?
I agree.
So if you've raised money, you've put that money to good use and you've expanded your business 3x, 5x, 10x, 20x, is the success parameter. You've made your company profitable in a span, grown quickly, converted your losses to profits. That's where those successes have to be achieved.
I agree.
So I still see a lot of MSMEs and SME industries in India, people who are doing brilliant work, profitable since ages, decades, generational wealth being created. People are not even aware of their names because
they're doing the business actually.
They are actually doing the business.
Yes, exactly.
They're not doing the PR part of it and they're not focused on that because they're hardcore business people.
I tell you, Dr. Mohit, you will be surprised. 80% request we get to become a growth partner, and basis is that you become a growth partner. On what basis? We don't have money to give you. We have created a product. You do the marketing and take the cut. And I'm like, on what basis? Do I know your product? No. Do I know you as a person? No. Why I should promote you a company and do the free service? Why? No, I have the seed funding. I developed all the R&D product. It's ready. No, that's so illogical. See, again, it's coming and boiling down to one thing. The generation problem. They want everything with the snap of a finger.
So that instant gratification. So 10-minute deliveries. I'll give you a live example. Last month, we ran an offer on one of our websites through a collaboration. So people were getting product, a 500 or 800 rupees product for a 50 rupees.
Okay.
Which was basically just the logistic cost. We gave the product for free. We wanted people to try it out. and have an experience of a good quality product of ours in particular. The courier takes 2 to 3 days to deliver. In Delhi, it delivers within almost the same day. All other places, 2 to 3 days. Now, Amazons of the world, Flipkarts of the world have made it so convenient for people to expect it the same day always, or maybe the next day. That even 2-3 days we started getting complaint the product is not getting delivered. Where is it? The courier it should have come. The other companies deliver in the same day. So for us, the challenge was not the product, not the quality, not something which is beyond our control is logistics. So there are other people who would come and challenge me, you get like others, open dark stores or reach out to other vendors and do those dark stores. Let's understand, somebody who's building out of their own money would have their own inventory, their own limited access to all the aspects involved in that procurement process. And people, they expect any and every brand to be on the same line now. So that expectation has gone way high.
Yes.
In one way, it is good for newer brands who are able to achieve that. They'll achieve much faster growth. But at the same time, if you talk about the unit economics of that, it wouldn't work out. Or it will work out at a very large scale. So that's why we are seeing people, there are companies doing 400 CR, 300 CR and still at a loss of 18, 20, 30, 50
all of them, I cannot name them, but all the 10 minutes delivery, they have losses. All this pronto and everything, if you sit with them for the unit economics, they look very fleshy on like deck, but they are not.
That's why I'm saying ultimately we would have to understand there are people doing it for a hyper growth strategy. There are people like us doing it for the unit economics, for the profits, and for a business to be established and growing. So we are a step-by-step approach.
And that's
We've taken good 12-13 years to establish this business. We are a house of brand today. We might be doing 1/10 of the business others are doing, maybe 1/20th of the business we're doing, but we're profitable at the end at home. We are in a comfortable space. The teammates are happy. We have had, so 80% of my team has been with me for almost a decade now.
Oh, that's nice.
And in today's world, that in itself is an achievement. So people realize this or not.
No, they don't, but it's an achievement. It's a big achievement.
We are happy with that kind of environment. So people, then there is another notion I always bring in, that family businesses are Lala companies. Yes, I am a proud Lala company. Not in the negative connotations what industry says कि Lala company है तो कुछ भी बोलेंगे कुछ भी करेंगे, all those aspects. So family की तरह बोलते हैं, there is not a decision making. It depends on what sort of environment you actually give. So there can be a corporate kind of environment, there can be a good business environment, working environment, given within the premises of a smaller unit, the so-called Lala companies of India, or the so-called family businesses. Now, I was amazed to see the European companies, especially the British, the Italians, the French or the German companies, which are family businesses, of being so proud of being small, niche, and going at a decent pace and not hyper growth. Somehow in India, when I come out, people feel shy about feeling that pride. Even for the business owners themselves. They always come, there is an insecurity there. You today go to Japan, you go to Italy, and you'll find so many of these family businesses doing so well. And they're not exorbitant in numbers, but they're comfortable within themselves and they're taking up global clienteles. That's what I want to achieve in my organization, that I'm leaving out a company maybe for my next generation to come in, which is on an automatic growth model there.
Yeah. See, you're on a right path. You understood that key to success is not come fast, leave fast. Today what's happening, all the people who are doing, I can name few. Those are like kids who started business by borrowing money. Okay, and then they started business. It will happen because they did a lot of marketing. After that, they went back and raised the money. Again, that's not their money. Again, they did a lot of combination, substitution, replacement, and they did everything. And now they are named in the industry because they are making noise. But when it comes to having the effectiveness of the product, like for your Physiovits, you are in the market when you started. There was a COVID. It was not an easy time. Still, you have done a good job so far because the product speaks for itself. People will come for the second bite then. Now, when it comes to Physiovits, we understand it's a supplement. What all supplements, as we are talking here, can be covered in Physiovits?
So as I said, in Physiovits, we've got 18 products in our portfolio today. So we start as basic as a basic multivitamin. When I say multivitamin, one aspect I always want to leave people with is whenever you're buying any multivitamin, so you asked this question earlier as well, how can a person choose? I'll go there and then I'll go on to the product portfolio.
Yes.
If you're choosing a multivitamin or a product which has got multi-ingredients in it, especially around a supplement, anything which is less than 5% of RDA is negligible. Would not give you any effect. That's a minimum requirement which it should have. If for an efficacy to start, it should be 20% or more in terms of its RDA. So let's say the government says your daily allowance of a X product is 100 mg. It should be, your product should have minimum of 20 mg plus of that ingredient. Similarly, and then from 20% to 100% is the spectrum. 5 to 95 is the overall. So 100% is the most desirable thing in RDAs where the ICMR data is available for our population in particular. So that's desirable. Most of the companies today give good quality. When I say reputed established brands or the startup D2C brands which are doing good are giving around 80% plus. And that's a very good number on those RDAs. But there are a lot of companies in market today when you're optimizing for cost, when you're optimizing for massive distribution across the country, especially rural India, people would cut down there. So there is a claim on the product on frontline. At the end, there is hardly 3-4% of active there. Won't do any good of that ingredient in particular. So coming back to our portfolio, so we have basics like multivitamin, we have melatonin for sleep, we have then products like vitamin C, vitamin D3, we have products veg omega as well as veg omega in a soft gel. So that becomes a non-veg product because soft gel in itself is red.
Yeah,
but that's a very common query. And within the two, people ask what's the difference? It's the same flaxseed. So we have been able to source a better bioactive availability in terms of soft gel. The same ingredient, when it is converted into a tablet, it dries up and the active percentages goes from 87-88% of active omega content to almost a 75% content.
So you mean to say if omega is in a soft gel?
Not all omegas. I'm just talking about our Physiovits. Okay. There are two variants. There is a O.369 and there is a V.369. Both of them have got 1000 mg flaxseed oil and extract.
Okay.
But the active percentage is different. So if you don't have an inhibition of a red dot or a green dot on the product, I would say go in for O.369. But if you're conscious of that, if maybe religiously, maybe in general of your dietary restrictions, considerations or social considerations, like people for animal welfare don't want to go into a red dot product, be it any of those aspects, then you can always pick up a veg omega. It's flaxseed extract based. It's a 75-76% extract value of omega 369 combined together. Shows good results, especially when we were seeing in skin, heart health, eye health in general. We have also optimized our multivitamins for eye health ingredients like lutein, zeaxanthin, etc. in that actives. We have coenzyme Q10. We have tried to get a few of the globally recognized salts as well. For example, the D3 we are using is Vita Shine D3. It's the only vegan approved D3 in India, which was patented as a separate salt. We have products like Oxyflow, which is a lung detox supplement.
Okay.
It's a very good preventive supplement if we are focusing on especially Delhi NCR or Mumbai, where the AQIs go high, or people who have respiratory challenges. In India today, 50% of our population, by government data, has got TB, active or recurrent. For them, it brings in good breathing ability. So all those aspects can come. There is a product G11, which is 11 super green foods converted into a single tablet. So we always say our kids don't eat. So I don't want to go less than 12 years of age here, but for teenagers or for young adults or for people like us who are not very comfortable, some of them are not comfortable eating greens too much. So that green component could be covered with that one tablet. It's a very good gut repository as well.
Okay, and it's like completely microgreens are covered and all.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've got 11 super green foods like amla, your broccoli, then your chlorophyll, spirulina, those kind of superfoods.
That's nice. I'm not a green fan.
So that tablet can cover that up for you if you want to take the benefits of the greens without eating the greens.
Yes. I have a very interesting question, because when you mentioned that's something we have seen. Now, when we are looking for product, see, people like me, and there are people who don't know because you're not doing a lot of marketing, you yourself say that let the work speak for itself, right? When we go to Amazon, for us, Amazon becomes a part from where we buy our product, right?
True.
Now, when we are going to Amazon, everybody is a best selling, that we are the best selling in this category, right? Everybody is a 5-star there. How to choose from there then? You have such a nice product, but as a person, I don't know
so
how
I'll
to choose
tell
them.
you what's happening across. There are brands which are doing very well, especially so their communication, their strategy. Of course, their product works, and that's why they're able to sell that many units. That's what I would assume or hope for. But there is a parallel work happening. So ratings, reviews today can be monetized. They are being monetized. Unless you are able to read and understand the difference between a paid review or a genuine review, people have fooled you on that aspect. I would be blunt there. There have a lot of agencies who have come to us that why don't you get 200, 500 reviews of your products done, and suddenly it will pop up highly on Amazon, or we don't go in for that. Today also you go to our products, there are reviews available, good, bad, ugly, everything is there. I won't say that everything is 5-star for us. There are people who have not felt comfortable across a product, but we have not deleted the review. We have rather gone on to investigate why he or she felt so, and what we could do better in our coming batches. That's what our approach always is. In terms of those products. But at the same time, I would say if you're going to Amazon, when you're saying Amazon's bestseller, it just means that they sell the maximum number of units on Amazon. It could be because of discount, it could be because of rating reviews, it could be because of marketing, it could even be because of paid ads. Because their ad budget is way high, they are always reflecting on the front page, and as a general consumer, we don't want to spend too much time. We'll pick up the first
second page are the maximum we would like to scroll.
So for brands like us, we are building up those platforms slowly and slowly. Some of our products are available in certain segments on the front 1-2 pages, but some of them are still way behind. And there is an algorithm running at back end of kind of giving different parameters of why that product is on first. It could be the conversion, it's a decision making time taken, it could be the photographic or the imagery or the video, or maybe the A+ content, what they have written could be way better than what we have done. So maybe we have lacked there, or our communication was not at par with what our counterparts are doing. But I would say there is a leap of faith you would have to take there. But if you're able to read few of the reviews, usually you'll make a sense that is it being the same content repeated every third review, or is it a genuine what person felt and he's writing. So that differentiation in today's generation, at least with urban population, I would see it is there. People can now make out the difference. It's the same with influencers as well.
Yes.
So you can very well make out if an influencers would do paid collabs. They would do paid reviews as well. But you can actually make out when an influencer has used the product for a certain while and is informing you of the product, or is it just the same story scripted and being sold by 500 of influencers?
That's the difference actually. But there's a myth. See, as a consumer, when I go on Amazon, there are times I don't intentionally look for a supplement. I don't do that intentionally. Rather, I go and get a prescription done by a doctor, right? Now, me being a consumer, I have a myth in my mind that supplements mean this is for the people who are gym goers, people who are like into fitness, who are athletes, into sports. They need this extra. मेरा तो घर का खाना खा के काम चल जाएगा. अब क्या करें?
See, ये बहुत this is something very close to my heart. So yes, supplements में भी categories हैं. So you have products which are like for fitness enthusiasts, I would say, gym goers or so-called people who want to bulk up, who want to get lean fast or mass up, both sides. So there are weight gainers, fat burners, there are fitness performance like creatine, L-theanine. These products are there. And then there are generalized multivitamins also, which are like a daily use product. And in the middle of the two, there are nutraceuticals as a category. And that's why I always say that Physiovits is a nutraceuticals company. If we have to define, it is a nutrition-based product which is giving you a pharmaceutical benefit. That is how the category is defined. So a nutrition product which can deliver, or a functional food product which can deliver a health benefit, is when you use the term nutraceuticals.
Okay.
So these antioxidants, the regenerative health, a lot of actives which are being used are actually nutraceuticals right there. Yes, people, when you say their first introduction to many of these salts happens through doctors or their prescriptions, is very well, I would say, kept notion. I won't believe 100% in that, but yes, there is 50-70% of realistic expectation there. कि हम भी अगर अपने प्रोडक्ट को डॉक्टर्स के आगे कम्युनिकेट नहीं करेंगे, कहीं ना कहीं बताएंगे नहीं, तो शायद हमारे एंड कंज्यूमर तक वो प्रोडक्ट पहुंचेगा ही नहीं. सिर्फ सोशल मीडिया पे मैं जाके कुछ भी बोलूंगा, करूंगा, half of the things we're not allowed to say because it becomes the advertising standard that to come across. We are only allowed to say generalized benefits or whatever FSI has approved on the label. But the ingredients could deliver way more. The doctors understand this. The dietitians, nutritionists, the physiotherapists, the biotechnologists, they understand those aspects. It's easier to convey it to them and then they can procure it. So there is an exponential factor. मैंने 3 को बताया, 3 ने आगे 30 को बताया. That happens way faster. And then there is a trust layer, as you say, yes, with the doctors, that side. But there is, with doctors also, I think many of them need to have additional awareness levels on this side of it. Medicine-wise, benchmarked. In terms of the supplement side of it, some of them, not all, but there is a 80-20 principle. Maybe 20-25% of them have been brainwashed by 75% of the industry of their marketing. Whatever they say is what they say. So वो उनको वही चीज बार-बार इतनी बार repeat कर दी है कि it has become a truth for them. So that aspect needs to go back. There is a communication channel which needs to open up. Today, doctors have so less time. If I, let's say, want to meet up a doctor in person, for me being a doctor, they'll give access. But if my teammate has to go, what he gets is 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds of his chamber time. That is not good enough to communicate. So they also have to be communicated through publications, through medical affairs, or through advisory boards, through those channels. That also becomes important, because once they update of what is happening in the industry, R&D on this side, apart from the pharmaceuticals, is when they'll also start believing in them, because a lot of doctors also don't have a very strong belief around nutraceuticals or health supplements.
I agree. Maybe there's one thing more that I might be wrong, but I have seen, I'm from a microbiology background, have done my MBA in biotech. I've seen one notion. Doctors actually get time when they visit a conference. That conference is generally funded and is sponsored by a big medical organization. Now, when you're going there, it's all marketing. They're pushing their product indirectly, directly. They're talking about their therapies and all. Being a doctor, I don't have time to go and research what's happening beyond this. I'm too occupied what's happening in front of me, right? Do you think that's another reason that doctors are missing out on this? Being in India, that we don't work and focus on preventive healthcare system, rather reactive.
So you have touched a very, I would say, delicate nerve there. That's where when I came into this industry, along with my initial set of believers in the doctors, I would say, my members in the family who were practicing. At the same time, the initial, I would say, believers, the friend circle, and few of their references who came in, who started a trial for these products when we said we can deliver good results, and they said, okay, let's try it out. The perspective which comes around with this is, हमें preventive healthcare को mainstream बनाना पड़ेगा. Curative will there, the demand will remain, everything is there. जहाँ सर्जरी चाहिए वहाँ सर्जरी ही चाहिए, जहाँ emergency health है वहाँ emergency health है. Wherever there is end of life care or criticality or an oncology care needed, you cannot take away any of that aspect. What we have to understand, अभी क्या होता है कि हम ये बोल देते हैं कि हम डायबिटीज की ट्रीटमेंट, लोग सप्लीमेंट्स में ओवर कमिट कर जाते हैं. In the industry, so it's a replacement to your diabetes medication. It's a replacement. We have to understand it's not replacements. These are add-ons. These are supplements, or maybe this is a layer first from when they start medication. Before starting somebody on metformin, before starting somebody on glimepiride, maybe before starting somebody on semaglutide, can we do something around with this industry?
Yes, and just
prolong or delay the onset of medication there, and still give health benefits. So that aspect of delay, or that aspect of preventive, when you say prevention is not only कि हम होने नहीं दे रहे, prevention के बाद भी हो सकता है. It's like having an insurance policy workaround in place, or maybe taking good care of your car as regular service so that it doesn't break down.
Yeah, there's no harm in doing that.
There is no harm, but you should do it. Now when we say this, parallelly there are annual checkups, or for some aspects maybe 6 months checkups required, depending on your age, depending on your hereditary factors. Those checkups are very important, be it with doctors, with nutritionists, or with your preventive healthcare specialists. Functional healthcare, which is an integrated space, is today coming up very nicely. I am myself very inclined on that aspect. I keep treating patients on those aspects. I keep helping people out in understanding what functional health in general. It's not only regenerative medicine, anti-aging, age. See, aging is a biological process. It will happen.
Ultimately, you have to accept it.
Aging, it's how you can let it happen gracefully, with your health being adequate, you being self-sufficient, self-reliant, and being more fitter, more healthier than what your earlier generation was, or maybe your counterparts are. That's the forte, that's the fundamental. कि क्या आप अपने delay कर सकते हैं, onset को delay, वो category बनानी पड़ेगी. So there have to be preventive healthcare conferences.
Exactly.
So when we say big pharmaceutical companies or big pharma or big healthcare industry sponsors those associations to do this, we would also have to step up get some part of our budget from the marketing budget or from our profits into that aspect of communication, reaching out, doing it, calling people there. I had a wonderful opportunity last year in Vegan India conference, where of course the focus there was to talk more about veganism in general and how it could benefit. But there were 2-3 talks which were on preventive health, and they were excellently curated and very well received at audience level also. So the number of such events, so we have an Hadsa conference happening, association which is there for dietary supplements, and that annual conference happens in Mumbai. There is a functional health conference happening in there. So I think somewhere the companies would have to come together. So our competitors would have to come together, form a communication pattern where maybe the products and all get sidelined, but the benefits which could be delivered or the overall aspects of clearer communication could be well discussed amongst those channels. And that's where slowly more and more healthcare experts would start coming in as well.
Yeah, it is changing.
And let that communication flow through public media today, through social media, public channels. अगर आप ऐसे conference कर रहे हो, उसके snippets और वो सब live जाने दो. Let people. So companies, if they are funding it,
yes.
So there is no need to block the information, I would say. Communicate better. And once it's coming from such reliable channels and which is well versed with maybe 8, 10, 12 of bigger brands, companies together, what's the harm in doing that?
At least consumer के भी mind में सही चीज बनेगी. See, we are well informed. We are rather, I will say, extra informed. हम लोग में इतनी नॉलेज हो चुकी है कि मुझे कभी कभी लगता है प्लीज टेक अ ब्रेक, किसी एक्सपर्ट से पूछ लो, राइट? अभी हम लोग को क्या चाहिए? राइट सोर्स चाहिए टू मेक द राइट डिसीजन. नाउ कमिंग टू दिस पॉइंट, आई वुड लाइक टू नो एज अ पर्सन व्हाट यू फील प्रिवेंटिव ये सप्लीमेंट्स न्यूट्रोस्यूटिकल कब से स्टार्ट करने चाहिए? वी ऑलवेज हैव द कंफ्यूजन. व्हाट इज द राइट एज यू फील करना चाहिए?
See, on a normal good physical activity, good diet, good nutrition. In today's world, in urban lifestyle, 30-35 is where you should start looking at these actives, some of these to be incorporated. If you want certain health benefits in particular, especially around skin or hair loss, on those aspects, maybe they have to be taken earlier. Similarly, there are a certain health supplement aspect for kids' growth and nutrition. They should start happen at the age of 2, 3, maybe go away at 5, 6. When the kid is now taking enough diet, enough. So there are phasic channels, especially for women if we talk. So once you have your first pubertal growth happening, your menses starting in, that's a time you would need to regulate. A lot of acne is the first common sign you get. Today PCOS, PCOD has come very early. Then the second phase would come in when you are trying for family or so, or your fertility is being discussed. That aspect, you would need a separate set of product line. Then after that, for regular energy levels and all, 35, 40, you can do so. Beyond 40, 45, once you start at your menopausal age for females, a different set of product line comes and a different sort of supplement is needed. So when we say that there is a particular age it should be started, I have started my kids on supplements when they were 2.
Okay.
Right? Today they're just on basic curation. They do take vitamin C for their immunity and all, and we have developed a multivitamin gummies for kids, which I give them 1 gummy a day kind of thing. They skip out on some days, but I don't overdose them anytime on that aspect. In general, our own family, so my parents, they take 2 to 3 supplements a day. Okay. I take 1 to 2 supplements a day. The kids take just 1. So if they're taking a gummy, they'll skip out on vitamin C. Some days they'll take vitamin C boost. So they'll take it for 10 days, they'll go off on that. That sort of balance has to be seen. If you're just on preventive, you're healthy, you're well, you think you don't need on these aspects, then we still take these antioxidants or vitamins. There are 2-3 aspects which I always say. and I'm very focused around that aspect. Protein deficiency, vitamin D3 levels and vitamin B12 levels, along with iron in general. So iron, if your HB is good, no need to take additional. Your diet will cover it up. So HB is 12 or less. Start thinking on those lines that you need to get it up through your dietary means. And if it's still not coming up, add up an iron supplement.
Perfect. But what about the budgets now? See, being a consumer, this is another argument we get from the people that it's a costly affair.
Yes. If you want to think on those lines, today in any decent hospital, an average stay for a day would cost you 10,000 or more for a single day.
True.
You go to an emergency, you come out, your minimum bill is 10,000, 15,000 rupees. Whatever said and done. Not in OPD, I'm saying if you, God forbidden, have to get admitted for any cause. If it's a serious condition or if you're reaching a corporate hospital, the same amount of bill might go 50,000 and above in a day. In an urban world today, in practical India, yes, it's covered by your TPAs, insurance and all that. You are not paying out of your pocket, but it still is money, hardcore money. 1,000 rupees a month or 2,000 rupees a month of supplement is 25,000 rupees in a year.
You're just taking care of that visit.
It's just delaying that visit. That visit would happen
or not happen.
Or not happen. It's God's call. Now, I can't say that it won't happen on supplements. If God has planned it out for you, nobody can stop it. But at the same time, if God has saved you from it, even if with the worst of lifestyles, you'll still not have any issue. But as an aware consumer, 1,000 or 2,000 rupees of that cost factor a month, today, I don't think it's a significant cost for people. In general, we were talking that today's lifestyle, people are earning around 1 lakh rupees a month as a family level quite comfortably. So we're just spending 1 or 2% of that to supplement our health. If we take, or if I have to correlate it in other terms, what is it? It's maybe one outing in Domino's, or it could be correlated to one couple's coffee date on Starbucks.
Yes, Starbucks.
That's what, and in parallel, it's a month's this thing.
Yeah. See, it's all about your prioritize, like how you would like to focus on now. That's an interesting thing, but you deal in both the categories. So I will be picking few products here. You deal in a skincare brand, Fuschia, and it's been in the market from a very long time. At the same time, you deal with the other brand that is Physiovits, right? Both. One is topical, which you apply on your skin and you get the result. One is internal. Now that's another myth we have to break here. People get confused. Even as a consumer, I get confused. What to do? Somebody says, eat well, nothing will happen. The other person says, no, you have to have a good skincare routine. And again, I'm so confused what to choose. Because see, having everything in life cannot help me. I have other priorities. I have my family to look after. I have my kid and everything. And I have to be in exercise. I have to be on diet. I have to work and doing this. It's too tiring for me. At this age, I tell you, being a modern age woman is tiring. How you will help me? What you will suggest?
So I'll say, so let's focus. When you say inside and outside, we are focusing more on skincare and hair care in generalize. That's the fundamental.
How you look and appear in today's
So your look, appearance, it matters today because everyone has to go on Instagram Reels. We are sitting on a podcast. People would have to come on YouTube. People would have to share their pictures on those exotic locations. So there are 3 aspects to it.
Yes.
I'll get the most relevant. So your mental satisfaction, your confidence level, your inner confidence is the first part. You are confident, it'll look very different on your face. 2 aspects. The other 2 aspects are your inner aspect and the outer look and feel. If we come to skincare and hair care, especially skincare in particular, if your diet is good, you're very well hydrated, you're very well slept, your skin will look way different than others. Of course, there is genetics and environmental factors also. So somebody's skin in Himachal or Kashmir will look very different from somebody's skin in Chhattisgarh or in Tamil Nadu in general. But it's not only, so India में एक और भी myth है कि the color of skin would define the quality of skin.
Yeah, it is.
It's that's a myth I would want to break. The quality of skin is how well nourished it is, how well hydrated it is, how much less of wrinkles or damage, photo damage is there on your skin. That aspect could be your diet, nutrition, exercise, so you don't need, and very well hydration. If it comes to generalized products, then I would come down to apply your sunscreen. That's the thing you have to focus on. A mild cleanser, whatever dirt exposure you come across, to wash it off, and a moisturizer to retain the moisture. These should cover up. So they say clean your cleanser, toner and moisturizer. I would rather say that your cleanser, moisturizer and a sunscreen is the things to focus on for your basic skincare. Anything else what you come across, be it all the actives we're talking about like niacinamides, salicylic acid, hyaluronic acid, alpha-arbutin, etc. We play in with these salts day in, day out.
But people like us, we have to buy them under pressure.
That's what I'm saying. So if your first element of diet, nutrition, exercise is covered off, if your second element of a good cleanser, moisturizer and very well regular sunscreen application is covered up, and when I say regular sunscreen application, it's even indoors. It's even on a wintry or a rainy day.
Okay, it's a daily thing.
It's a daily thing. It is a ritual. It has to be reapplied based on the sunscreen in terms of 6 hourly or 4 hourly or 8 hourly, or some now have even come with 12-hour protections. Based on whatever you're using, that reapplication is important. So that's the outer part. In terms of actives, then whatever concern you have. So if it's an aging concern you have, you go on to an anti-aging active. If you think your skin is too dry, then maybe a well moisturizing active in terms of serums or a cream or a day cream, anti-aging night cream, whatever you would want to go in your portfolio, you can add that. But think that's always an addition. That's out of your own choice. As you said, you feel compulsive to buy or competing. That wouldn't happen with those 3 things done properly. The first 3 done, cleansing, moisturizing, sunscreen. The other requirements will be more issue based, your personal challenge based, or your personal perception based in that line. A lot of factor when I say diet, nutrition, exercise and all that, or deficiencies, usko internally cover karne ke liye is where the supplements come in. So we have good supplements like biotin, which is available for hair care. Calcium pantothenate is available. They are very good for your hair strengthening. If you're having hair fall issues in terms of immunology or alopecia, etc., then there are different sets of products, antioxidants available. We have glutathione in basic, but glutathione maybe bahut differences hai.
Okay.
So not every glutathione is the same. Not every source is the same. And within the source also, whether you're taking orally in what form, bioavailability, the topical application of glutathione is different from what you're taking as a tablet or as an injectable or as an infusion. Nowadays, IV infusions are very common. So, जो आप body के अंदर ले रहे हो, वो आपके basic cellular structure पे काम करेगा, absorb होगा, it'll go into your cells, get your processes rectified, receptors पे काम करेगा, whatever the different mechanism of actions there are. जो topical ले रहे हो, it's just a topical layering and working on the skin की layers. So there are 10 layers of skin. It's working at those levels.
Okay.
Both have to be done simultaneously. आपकी अगर बॉडी में डेफिशिएंसीज है, आपके D3 B12 में भी पूरा नहीं है, या आपकी हाइड्रेशन पूरी नहीं है और आप कह रहे हो मैं सीरम 1800 की जगह 18,000 वाला भी लगा लोगे, कुछ नहीं होगा.
It has to be working.
Instant result जरूर वो टॉपिक है, शॉर्ट टर्म रिजल्ट दिख जाएगा, but your body will not. So I always say कि start from the basics first. So diet, nutrition, a basic level of physical activity, hydration, a good sleep. These 4-5 things will always help to everybody in general. Be it kids, be it the geriatric population, be it people like us, businessmen, job, service, stress, whatever.
सब पे काम करेगा.
ये चीजें सब पे काम करेंगी.
आपने बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात अभी बोली, आईवी. हम लोग यहीं रहते हैं, दिल्ली साइड में रहते हैं. आई डोंट नो द अदर सिटीज, बट यहाँ पे हाँ पार्टीज हो रही हैं, शादियां हो रही हैं, एंड आईवी के काउंटर लग गए तो, बिकॉज वहाँ पे वो, एंड पीपल आर सो ओपनली टेकिंग इट. आई एम सरप्राइज कि एक ही सुई तो है, मानो ना मानो, निडल तो है, इट्स गोइंग इनटू योर बॉडी, क्यों ले रहे हो आईवी? बट बिकॉज दे हैव सीन ऑन द मीडिया, क्योंकि अब एक्टर एंड एक्ट्रेसेस आते हैं. अभी रिसेंट एक एक्टर ने बोला कि ओके फाइन, मैंने कैप्सूल खाए टू रिड्यूस, शी इज इन्फ्लुएंसर, शी इज एंकर, एंड उस पर बहुत कॉन्ट्रोवर्सीज हुई. ये जो मैडनेस है ना, टू गो फॉर सच थिंग, what you have to say, being a doctor, being into business, and you understand the nitty-gritty of this business and the doctor, medical science, what you have to say to these people who are going blindly for these IV?
Number one, all these interventions. So when I use the word intervention, whenever you have to go inside your body, consult a healthcare practitioner, one way or the other. You would trust डॉक्टर. ये जो वेडिंग्स पे एंड सैलून्स पे भी आजकल बहुत इजीली अवेलेबिलिटी हो गई है. दिस इज अ बिग बिग नाइटमेयर waiting to happen. Someday some big issue would pop up and suddenly the government will realize कि ये सब हो गया. दिख रहा है उनको, but वो intervene नहीं करना चाहते हैं. These procedures or these interventions were always medical led. The reason being, there is always a person to take care of if God forbidden something unexpected happens. They are trained in that. The people who are, जिसको IV लाइन लगानी आ गई, आज IV लाइन लगाना बहुत ईजी है. जितने भी सैंपल लेने वाले लोग हैं, फ्लेबोटोमर्स हैं, लैब टेक्नीशियंस हैं, they all know how to put IV line. Half of the, or in contrary, half of the recreational drug users, जो हम नशेड़ी बोल देते हैं जिनको, उनको भी IV इंजेक्शन लगाना आता है.
हाँ, आता है.
तो हम उस लेवल पर अगर वो कंपेयर करेंगे तो वो नहीं सही है. What is very important is आप मेडिकल सुपरविजन के अंडर ले रहे हो. ठीक है. अब मेडिकल सुपरविजन में because there are parameters which are being discussed, evaluated when you're using a product or when you're using any of these salts, infusions, वो उसको back end पे उसका सबसे पहली चीज देंगे कि जरूरत है तो देंगे. There are certain places where commercially दे देते हैं नहीं जरूरत पे भी, but I personally always have been very strong advocate that majority of them will not do it. They'll only give it to you if genuinely they think there is a benefit which can be delivered. If it comes to in general, you talk about efficacy of these IVs, they are very efficacious. They have been globally present, accepted. Now they are becoming more popular in India, but internationally, even 25 years ago, some of them were very vibrant. Abhi latestly, US FDA has accepted that they are going to make peptides which are there for research use only into commercial products. Wow. They are proving that. So once that happens, I'm sure very soon in India you will find a gush of them also coming in. But we just don't want them to become another semaglutides kind of storylines. कि भाई ये ले लो और सब कुछ ठीक. I myself have come across people who are saying कि मेरे घुटने में प्रॉब्लम है, मेरा इसमें प्रॉब्लम है, मेरे को नी रिप्लेसमेंट बोला है या मुझे इंजेक्शंस बोले हैं, तो उसकी जगह मैं ये पेप्टाइड की IV लाइन लगा लेता हूँ. See, that won't delay that. ये जो स्टोरीज मार्केटिंग में आ जाती हैं, उससे लोग ना अपना एक्चुअल इंटरवेंशन छोड़ देते हैं और फिर उसकी नेगेटिव पब्लिसिटी वाली साइड पर आ जाते हैं. There is a very delicate balance there. That's when I said a medical supervision is needed, and this would be, or this should be the way to go forward for a layman. Not self-prescribe and not take it as a fad, as a fashion statement.
Yeah, actually एक और भी मिथ है IV के साथ, ये भी है, we Indians बहुत कॉमन हमारी डेफिशिएंसीज हैं. B12 मेरा भी कम है, सबका ही कम होता है. विटामिन D सबका कम होता है जनरली. हम लोग हॉट कंट्री में है, हमारा खाना है, प्रोटीन इनटेक हमारे कम है. आई डोंट नो, हम लोग एक वेजिटेरियन कंट्री है, हॉट कंट्री है, स्टिल वी हैव टू स्ट्रगल विद दीज. उसके लिए आप क्या, व्हाट यू हैव टू से एज एडवाइस टू द कंज्यूमर?
See, there are these three things you highlighted: protein, D3, B12. Even WHO says that half of our population is deficient on this.
Yes.
You'll be very surprised to say that urban population में ज़्यादा deficiency है rather than rural population.
True.
For D3, there is another factor which is involved कि हमारा sun exposure बहुत अच्छा है, तो लोगों को लगता है कि D3 short हो ही नहीं सकता है because हमारा sunlight. But what they don't understand, there is a process. And in the process, there's a lot of genetics and receptors available. In general, in India, the genes are such that D3 absorption happens less compared to our Western counterparts or compared to our Pacific counterparts.
Okay.
हमारी जीन्स में ही ऐसा है कि हमारे D3, आप आज कंट्री में रैंडम टेस्ट कर लो, अराउंड 60-70% ऑफ पॉपुलेशन D3 की डेफिशिएंट निकलेगी. अब उसको कवर कैसे करना है इज द प्रोसेस. अब लोगों में बहुत सारे मिथ्स आ जाते हैं, सनस्क्रीन लगा रहे हैं इसलिए D3 एब्जॉर्प्शन नहीं हो पा रहा है. D3 लो है बिकॉज सनलाइट एक्सपोजर प्रॉपर नहीं है. आप किस टाइम की सनलाइट ले रहे हो.
That is true.
एंशिएंट टेक्स्ट, हमारी एंशिएंट जनरेशनल नॉलेज जो है उसी में इतनी अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल हैं, उसमें इतनी अच्छी लाइफस्टाइल हैबिट्स अवेलेबल हैं विच कैन बी वेरी गुड. बट वो हमें कहीं ऐसा लगता है कि पुराने ख्यालात धकिया है, हमें नहीं, दिस ओल्ड ट्रेडिशंस. ये somehow we would have to go back to them. हम मर्जी से जाएंगे या मजबूरी में जाएंगे.
हाँ.
अब मर्जी से चले जाएंगे तो we can learn from it, we can develop it, we can test it scientifically if you want to and get results out of it. Otherwise वो मजबूरी में काम होगा. जब मजबूरी में होगा तो उसका एक अलग चैलेंज वो आएगा कि somebody else will benefit from it. Most usually जो ऐसा हुआ है in our earlier histories is the Western world benefiting.
Yes.
Turmeric, curcumin, हल्दी, पेटेंट. So these aspects है कि हम अपनी चीज प्लेट में रख के अगलों को सर्व कर रहे हैं, उसी का प्रॉफिट बना के वो हम ही से लेके जा रहे हैं.
और वो प्रॉब्लम क्या आ गई, जो अब जनरेशन है ना वो सुनती भी नहीं है. उन्हें लगता है वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड ने बोला है
तो वो ऑथेंटिक है.
हाँ, वो सही है. जैसे कि a very common thing, everybody is being told wake up early, make your bed once you are leaving from that, right? I met a person, business consultant, and हम लोग काफी मिलते हैं. That person paid more than 1 lakh for 2 days workshop to a western coach. और मैंने उससे पूछा क्या सीख के आए, और वो मुझे बोल रहा है सुबह जब उठते ना अपना बेड बनाना होता है. मैंने कहा वाह, उसके लिए यू आर गिविंग 1 लाख. दादी नानी को दे दिया होता. दे आर सेइंग नो, ही टोल्ड मी वो करना होता है, हैबिट्स. एंड आई वाज लाइक ये तो सब हमने सीखा है. यू आर नॉट इम्प्लीमेंटिंग इट बिकॉज यू फील कि जैसे आजकल नोशन है स्कूल क्यों जाना है, पढ़ाई तो आउटडेटेड है. यही पढ़ाई है जो आपको ये बताती है हाउ टू बी अ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर. स्ट्रेस कैसे लेना है, अचानक से टेस्ट हो गए स्कूल में, क्या करोगे. This is what you will be.
Our Gen Z today, I would tell you, the people, Gen Z and Alpha, both generations, patience levels almost gone. To go through the grind, I don't know whether they are very well energetic, very dynamic, very well. But क्या वो उतनी स्ट्रेस अगर झेलनी पड़ गई तो झेल पाएंगे? आई डोंट थिंक सो.
नो, मेरे पास एक जेन जी का टीम है. उनको तो आप ये बोल दो एक प्रोजेक्ट करना है और ये 12 घंटे की डिलीवरी है, एंड द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज मेरे तो बैक पेन हो गया, मुझे तो बुखार आ गया. दे कैन नॉट इवन वर्क फॉर कंटिन्यूस 8 hours. लीव उनको अगर मैं बोल दूं कि काम है, एंड देन दे से स्ट्रेस.
आप तो फिजिकली उस पर बोल रहे हो, मैं तो मेंटल लेवल पे भी बता रहा हूँ कि आपने उन्हें बता दिया, आधा उसी टेंशन वो उसको ही
ये जो न्यू सॉफ्ट पेरेंटिंग, सॉफ्ट लाइफस्टाइल हम कर लेंगे, वो एक इम्पैक्ट
ना है. पहले की तरह अग्रेसिव होने की जरूरत नहीं है. अंडरस्टैंडेबल. बोथ द पेरेंट्स हैव जॉइंटली कंट्रीब्यूट very well. So you pick up the good concepts you want to, but at the same time don't leave the core जो आपका असली यहाँ पे पहले ही beneficial था.
Which has already given you
your values, your guidelines, the concepts. Don't leave on that aspect. That's important.
Now, the last question we would like to know. People who are listening to this, what you feel if they're not taking care of their lifestyle themselves right now, down the line 10 years, what will be the common thing happening to them?
See, as I said earlier, we are heading to epidemics of different sorts: dry eyes, mental breakdowns, your cervicals, your backaches. These things will come on. The deficiencies which are now coming in with the nutritional diets. So, एक हेल्दी खाना जो हम पहले जनरेशन में खाते थे और एक हेल्दी खाना जो हम आज खा रहे हैं, दोनों हेल्दी भी हैं, तो बीच में बहुत गैप है. वो गैप को अगर हम कहीं ना कहीं सप्लीमेंटेशन से या अपने लाइफस्टाइल से कवर नहीं करेंगे विद फूड, न्यूट्रिशन, मे बी प्रोडक्ट्स, बट अदर थिंग्स आर नेसेसरी, वो करना ही पड़ेगा. अगर हम नहीं करेंगे तो 10-15 साल में देयर विल बी अ होल सेट ऑफ जनरेशन अफेक्टेड विद इट. So we're talking about millions of people getting affected in India itself. That would make it much more troublesome for even the economic aspect of the country.
Yeah, the growth of the country will be impacted.
Growth of the country will be impacted on that level.
See, somewhere I feel you're right, Dr. Mohit, and thank you so much because you have shared something very insightful information. Being a doctor from a medical science background, you understand that being human is also important along with science.
True.
That's the aspect we all are neglecting at this age. Another thing, even I feel, and the people who are listening to this, we always had that village concept, and I'm a big fan of it. I'm a person who believes live in community, be a person who is a giver and a taker in a community setup. What we are moving towards is more commercial aspect of life, as you said, that you need to spend a little more time understanding the root cause, have a healthy lifestyle. It all starts with you. You need not to even go to medicines and all. You start doing it at your own level first.
True.
Right? But we are somehow getting so busy, so delusional that it's me or the highway, that we are losing out the beautiful aspect of being human. So thank you so much. You highlighted that. And it's very nice to see a business person doing a commercial thing, but still holding on to the values.
Thank you so much. I would just end up with one statement. So human beings are social animals. Our mental aspects would come in with communities, with interactions. Yes, there will be extroverts, there will be introverts, there will be autoverts, as they latestly say. But at the same time, you would still need your own people you trust, believe, you can talk to. Keeping everything inside you would lead to a mental catastrophe, breakdown somehow. We are seeing that with early suicides now. We are seeing that with a lot of incidents which are now being reported differently within the families, across the community. I think somewhere we need to calm down, have a conscious living amongst the community with good or rather greater values in general.
So nice. Actually, it's needed to have this kind of conversation, and we want more people to start opening up. And I wish you that you start holding up those kind of conference where you start having people from your community, from your company, same competitor coming together, letting doctors in, and the doctors also focusing on preventive healthcare rather than only reactive. That way we will be doing a lot better as a country, a lot better as a community, and I think a lot will be solved at a personal level what we are struggling right now.
That's our thought, and I do hope so ourselves that we're able to achieve what we have stepped out for.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's really nice to have you here. Thank you everybody who's listening to this. This conversation is only there to make you people realize that it all starts with you. You as a person need to understand what is your priorities, how to manage your lifestyle, how to have a healthy lifestyle with a healthy mind. Thank you everyone. See you in the next episode. Bye.